What's better, getting a thumbs up or getting 2 thumbs up? A high 5 or a high 10? Bowling with one hand or bowling with 2? Today we'll get both our hands dirty and dive into the great debate of two-handed bowling coming up on The Art of Bowling. Hi, this is USBC Silver Certified Coach Arthur O'Connor. Here on the Art of Bowling channel, we discuss tips, tricks, and techniques to help you bowl your best. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so you don't miss another episode of Art of Bowling. Two-handed bowling is a delivery technique that has exploded within the bowling community. This alternative style of bowling has anchored its success to the likes of PBA professionals like Jason Belmonte, Anthony Simonson, Kyle Troop, Jesper Svensson, and others. Many folks have taken notice and have incorporated two-hand bowling into their own game. It's not uncommon now to see kids getting into the two-handed style, and one of its biggest reasons for its growth in bowling is due to the kind of ball motion and pin action that one can achieve with two-handed bowling. But this sentiment isn't shared by everyone in the bowling community, so we set about asking some of the bowlers within our community what they feel about this issue. Brian, do you think two-handed bowling is hurting or helping the sport?
I think it was meant originally to be a one-handed sport, and it's better that way. I understand people doing the two-handed, but I personally don't enjoy it. I just think with how the lanes break down now and how the bowls are made, it's just a different approach to it that it's just not the way it was originally done. So,
what do you think we should do to fix the issues you just mentioned?
I mean, I think the changes with having to use every hole in the bowl that's coming up next year, I think that'll help a lot, because a lot of guys will either have to put their thumbs in or have a bowl without a thumb hole, and that'll mean an adjustment for them and adjustment for their spare bowling. So I think that's a big part of it.
I don't have nothing against it. I mean, it's a new challenge. Everybody can't do it. That's one of the problems. Left-handed, right-handed, everybody can do that, but everybody can't do it two-handed. Now, if they can do it, I have no problem with it. It's good for the sport, but if once they try it and realize they can't, then somebody needs to teach them conventional way of bowling.
Noreen, do you feel that two-handed bowling is hurting the sport?
Yes, I think two-handed bowling doesn't give your body the balance that it needs to, or the strength that you need. Even though Belmonte does it very, very well, I'm still curious about his balance. I feel like he could be better if he did one-handed and had a hand to balance himself. Some people like it. Some people look to do it. I have a grandson I noticed yesterday is trying to do it too.
So what do you think? Is two-handed bowling helping or hurting the sport?
I honestly think it's helping the sport, because it basically brings a lot more diversity into the sport, and you can create a lot of revolutions on the ball, and that basically means you could get more power into the ball, which means a higher strike percentage.
Do you see two-handed bowling taking over the game?
Yes, I do. Actually, there's this guy named Jason Belmonte. I'm pretty much got inspired by him to bowl two hands.
Do you have a favorite two-handed bowler? Is it Belmonte?
Yes, it is.
I've noticed amongst my players who've tried two-handed bowling is that it works for a while, and then eventually they plateau out. And I noticed that once they go back to one-handed bowling and start practicing their one-handed bowling technique, their game starts to climb again. No, I can't see it taking over the sport, because you can't master the fundamentals. There's too many variables.
Do you think that they should ban two-handed bowling from the sport?
No, I don't think they should ban two-handed bowling from the sport. If it's not adding any advantage to the sport, I don't see why it should be banned.
I'm a traditional girl, so I think it's hurting the sport. I mean, it's a trend. Kids always like what's new, like to go with, what's going on in the trend. But I like traditional stuff. I like the old way. I like that it's following the way that bowling started. I don't think two-handed bowling is good, but it would make the kids happy. So no, I don't think it'll take over the sport, though. I think a lot more kids will come out with two-handed bowling, just because, again, like I said, it's a trend.
I actually think it's making the sport more competitive, because two-handed bowling is hard, and it also makes one-handed bowlers work a little harder to beat two-handed bowlers.
What is it about two-handed bowling that you like?
Definitely speed and rev rate is fun, but it's it's just different. I personally like to be different, and I think that two-handed bowling is something that not everyone can do because it's hard to learn. So I just think it's unique and stuff. So I think sooner or later, two-handed bowling will take over. My favorite two-handed bowler has always been Jason Belmonte. I've always tried to make my game, off him and try to, do what he does.
Okay, so we have a basic idea of what some of our community thinks. Now, what's my take on two-handed bowling? Some may argue it's easier than one-handed bowling. My advice to them is to try it for themselves and see if it's as easy as it looks. The two-handed style of delivery naturally gets your body in a more athletic position, so be careful if you've never tried it before. Even Walter Ray Williams has utilized two-handed bowling in his training and tournament play. But to me, the most important aspect of two-handed bowling is that it's generating a renewed interest in the sport of bowling that wasn't there before. Not an easy thing to do. It is an evolution to the game that has brought more attention from the outside world, and I believe it's that kind of attention that our sport desperately needs to thrive today and for many years to come. If you like today's topic, be sure to hit that like button and leave comments below with your own opinions. We'd love to hear from you. That's all for this week. Thanks for watching and see you on the lanes. Hi, I'm USBC Silver Certified Coach Arthur O'Connor. Thanks for watching and see you on the lanes. Coming up on The Art of Bowling.